Hello and welcome to Silverstone, the home of the British Grand Prix, a place where gaming dreams will be realised and only the strongest will survive. Which of these drivers has a bright future in the sport, and which drivers will we pick to wear the colours of a professional F1 team in the upcoming 2018 F1 Esports Series? Last year, the debut season of F1 Esports Series built to a climax in Abu Dhabi, with wheel-to-wheel racing up until the final lap in the final race. This year promises to be bigger and better, with one crucial difference. The drivers now compete for professional F1 teams, signing contracts with the biggest names in motorsport. 66,000 entered an online qualifier to find the very best sim racers in the world. Only 40 made it through. These are the best of the best and are here in Silverstone to compete for those professional contracts. The drivers flew in from all over the world to be here, and over 3 days they were tested on a range of skills designed to show the F1 teams just who they should pick to wear their colours in 2018. Each driver was given a number to help identify them throughout the process. Selections then took place in a live draft show in London. This was the first of its kind in history, and for many of the drivers it was the biggest opportunity of their lives. Hello gentlemen, welcome along to the first ever F1 Esports Pro Draft. Now, gentlemen, we've brought you here today to give you an incredible opportunity to impress and win over F1 teams that are currently looking for esports drivers to join their operation. And they will be drafting drivers from this very room. It's not about how fast you are on the track, it's about your attitude, your teamwork, your communication, and most of all, your personalities. Show the world who you are. Go out there and impress, and most of all, enjoy yourselves. You can take my words, or you can take the words of this man.
Hello guys, well, welcome to Formula One, and first of all, a huge congratulations to what you've just achieved. You are part of the very few that has been selected. Just keep working hard, be proud of yourself to be here, and I hope to see you around in the Formula One paddock very soon. See you.
Unbeknownst to them, these were the challenges that lay ahead. There was a sim challenge, a chance to see the drivers doing what they do best. A reaction and fitness challenge would test their skills as an individual. Some went back to their racing roots with a go-kart challenge. And it's not just their individual skills that will be tested. There were 2 group challenges to test their skills working within a team. First up, a quiz. How well do they know their F1 tracks? And finally, a pit stop challenge, where they raced against the clock to beat the other teams. Some of you may remember Fabrizio Donoso, mainly for his fantastic hair, but also for doing so well in the esports finals last year.
I'm Fabrizio Donoso Delgado, I'm from Chile and I'm 19 years old.
Cem Bullock-Bassi, one of the favourites coming into this pro draft. We were certainly excited to see what he could bring to the competition.
Well, ultimate goal is to do my absolute best. I think if I do that, I'll be quite happy. And I guess as another goal is to get picked by a Formula One team.
Ollie was the new kid on the block with bags of personality. Definitely one to watch out for.
My friend showed me a video where guys were racing massively on the online. I bought the wheel the very next day, and started sim racing, and I'm still here, loving this stuff, and hopefully keep on doing it for the next 20, 30 years. Just love it.
Well, I'm happy to say that I've been joined by F1 commentator Jack Nichols. Jack, you are back amongst the F1 esports, and obviously today is the pro draft, the start of it. Excited to be back?
Yeah, and it's amazing how much bigger it is this year. Last year we had the semi-finals and the finals, and it was really cool, and we thought, well, how big is this esports thing really going to be? And it just blew up. So now we've got 40 people here just trying to get into the pro draft to try and get a seat for the semi-finals and the finals coming up.
Yeah, and so many familiar faces you'll recognise from Abu Dhabi.
A lot of the guys here are going to be out for revenge, to right the wrongs, as they feel it, of last year. And so many of them have been working so hard since last year. Patrick Holtzman has lost something like 8 kilos in weight because he wants to be in peak physical condition to compete in these esports.
That's how serious these guys are taking it. I feel like we should move away from these safety ties. The car's coming. Just add in a little bit of comedy. They won't use that. Well, they definitely did leave it in. Thank you very much, editor. 2 men looking to make their mark in this year's pro draft were Cem Bullock-Bassi and Graham Carroll.
My dad used to be involved in running a Formula 4 team at Knockhill, so I used to go along, obviously. Very young boy, and sort of watch him do it. He used to bring the cars back to the house and I used to sort of jump about them and try and help him, and just grew up in the sort of motorsport world and then got into karts as soon as I can, 8-year-old. I picked up a couple of sponsors, moved into Formula 4, won the British Championship in 2008.
I was actually really interested in motorsports racing in general, and I've been involved since I was 5 years old. I did like karting, and then I got up to a point where I was testing Formula 4 cars, Formula 3 cars. But unfortunately, the sponsor budget was never enough.
And then basically you needed 150, 200 grand to go racing like everyone else and just couldn't afford it. It was in the middle of the credit crunch. And honestly, the way it is at the minute with esports, it's just so competitive, you know.
When that door was shut, there was a new one open with esports. It's always been a dream of mine to travel the world doing what I love, so pretty happy with how it's going on.
Races can be more competitive online than actually in real life because you've got so much more time to prepare and practice, and to get support from someone like an F1 team really pushes you on no matter what you do, you know. So it's an opportunity of a lifetime, and if you get that when it comes to you, you've just got to grab it with both hands and keep it going, you know, keep it going.
Right then, Jack, first challenge for these drivers today is the sim challenge. Surely this should be very easy for them because it's their bread and butter.
I think it's a nice way in for them, isn't it? This is what they're here to do. All of the sort of interviewee, quizzy things that they're going to be coming up against later that they are a little bit unused to could be where they fall foul, but they'll be hoping to put in a good performance in these sims because, as you say, this is what they do. I think you have to look at, for example, Fabrizio Donoso. He was so close to winning the whole F1 Esports series last year until the final lap. He's back ready for a vengeance. Also, Cem Bullock-Bassi, he was strong and he had Fernando Alonso standing in the paddock supporting him, cheering him on. So he's got to be one to watch out for as well.
Right, let's get things underway. The drivers were split into 4 heats with 10 drivers in each. Every heat would be preceded by a qualifying period, with the starting grid established through fastest lap time. The top 5 finishers from each heat qualified for the 2 semi-finals, with the top 5 finishers in each semi-final qualifying for a 10-driver final. As the drivers began to take their positions, the pressure began to mount, intensified by being under the watchful eye of many of the F1 teams. These drivers know what they're up for today. F1 Esports Pro Draft. They want to be drafted by your team. What are you looking for in these drivers?
Just looking for guys who are passionate, quick, obviously. Yeah. That always helps. Somebody who smiles and obviously outspoken, always good to have.
Now, there's a lot of nerves I'm sure you've seen on these drivers' faces. Yeah. Can you understand how they're feeling right now?
Obviously, with us here, other teams and things like that is quite a big thing for them. But I'm sure they'll be fine with it. Most of them have performed on the esports stage before, so they should have no problem.
Despite many of them performing on the esports stage in the past, the prize has never been bigger.
Here we go then with the first heat of the Sim Racing Challenge. Away they go. Good start from Fabrizio Delgado from pole position, but Cem Bullock-Bassi gets a better one. Up the inside goes Bullock-Bassi. These two real big hitters. Delgado holding on to that 3rd place at the moment, but under a lot of pressure. It's been a disaster for Delgado. He's got a rig problem and has had to retire from the race. And that means that it's Bullock-Bassi out in front, but now Karinen trying to get past him into Stowe. On the final lap of the race, Cem Bullock-Bassi holds off the challenge from Tino Naukarinen and takes victory in the first heat of the day. So well done to Cem Bullock-Bassi, the winner of the first heat. Marek Schintz finishing in 3rd, but a good drive from Tino Naukarinen to finish in 2nd spot.
Yeah, I'm sweating, like as you can see. Yeah, a little rest and then semi-final.
Heat 2 begins now. Fredrik Rasmussen on pole position. It's Hoffman alongside him on the run down to the 1st corner, and it's Rasmussen who holds the lead. The Red Bull pulling clear at the moment. Seconds further back, we're on board with Mitchell, trying to go around the outside there of Fowler. Hoffman now challenging Rasmussen for the lead into Stowe, and he's done it. Or has he? No. Rasmussen's still there on the outside. Great fight between these two. It's only the second lap. Here's Mitchell trying to regain some lost places. For away pass, Sonic Sautunk, he's off. In the grass, and that's his race ruined. Final lap, Fredrik Rasmussen has managed to hold off the pressure of Holtzman, but it's Fredrik Rasmussen who takes the victory. Dominic Hoffman in second place after his early challenge, and Olli Pakala, a quiet drive from the Finn to third. Joni Tormula on pole as Heat 3 gets underway. Oh, and going nowhere though is Martin Stefanko. He stalls on the grid. Tormula leads, Berejné in second. On board with Sautunk, trying to challenge Daniel Berejné in front of him. Little look up the inside and bumps and barges his way through. Sally Sautunk then up into second place, but for how much longer? On board with Berejné. Looking to the outside. Trying to go all the way around the outside. And he's pulled it off at Luffield. No, Sautunk's still there. What a fantastic fight. Finally, Berejné gets the job done. But now onto the final lap. Sautunk comes back at him. Fantastic racing between these two. Who is going to come out on top as we're onto the final tour of this heat? No one, though, can stop Joni Tormula in the Red Bull. What a drive from him to take victory. The second place battle was won by Daniel Berejné with Sally Sautunk in third, but Joni Tormula, the winner of Heat 3. The final 5 spots up for grabs in Heat 4. Rosario Sinacori stalling on the grid, but Patrick Holtzman pulling away in front. Lucas Blakely, the Scottish driver, right behind him. Here's Isaac Price in the Haas, trying to make up positions around the outside. Can he get past Carrington? Not quite. Look at this domination, absolute domination from Patrick Holtzman. Price still trying to fight. This time it's Holstein up in front of him. In 5th place at the moment, Isaac Price, the last slot in the semi-finals. Patrick Holtzman, a dominant victory. So Isaac Price is the last person to slide into the semi-finals. Chris Holstein doing a good job with Patrick Holtzman, Lucas Blakely and Alec van der Waal, the top 3.
So that concludes the heat, but it wasn't smiles for everyone.
Really frustrating because Silverstone was one of my best tracks. Practice a lot at home, and then I go here and for some reason I was a full second slower per lap because my car wasn't running in straight. It was like 5 or 7 miles per hour slower in every straight. I couldn't do anything, but that's it.
Just goes to show how tough this competition really is. Let's see how the semi-finals panned out. The track for the semis, the Circuit of the Americas. I've been there.
Semi-final number 1 begins. Patrick Holtzman on pole position, bit of wheel spin. Fredrik Rasmussen in the Red Bull tries to get past. It's Berejné in the other Sauber that is trying to go around the outside at the first corner. Can't quite pull it off. So it's Holtzman who has the lead. Rasmussen in second. Oh, but for how much longer? Berejné still in the fight. The Sauber and the Red Bull still side by side. This is allowing Patrick Holtzman to pull away up at the front. And Berejné finally, in that Sauber, looks like he's got him into second place. It's taken him a couple of laps. Tino Nakarinen, the next to attack Fredrik Rasmussen, and he gets through. So Nakarinen up into 3rd spot now. Oh, someone's off there. I think that's Berejné. The yellow flag's out. Berejné is out of this one. Isaac Price battling with Olli Pakala. Looking to the inside line, coming down into the hairpin at the start of the long back straight, so he gets the move done, Isaac Price. Can Pakala fight back? Fredrik Rasmussen here has closed in on Tino Nakarinen for second place. Through the final corner comes Patrick Holtzman, another dominant drive from the German to book himself a place in the final. So Patrick Holtzman, a dominant victory. Tino Nakarinen in second, Fredrik Rasmussen third, Isaac Price held on to 4th place, and Olli Pakala made it through to the final by coming in 5th spot.
second time second now, so I like finishing second. Yeah, now me and Olli at least in the final, so now it's Alexi and Joni in the other semi-finals. More Finns in the final.
Need a top 5 to get to finals. That's all I need to do, and I'll try my best again and see how it goes afterwards.
Semi-final number 2 is underway. Johnny Tormala and Cembolok Bassi are going to be the big hitters here, down into the first corner. Rising up and into that left-hander, but look at that. Kaufman trying to get involved in the fight as well in the Force India. But it's Tormala who pulls away in front. On board with Vijers. He's trying to fight with Lucas Blakely in front of him. Graham Carroll getting involved in the fight as well. Oh, big lockup from Sauton because he sends one up the inside into 4th place past Hoffman. Bolok Bassi chasing Tormala. Tormala with a bit of a lockup, but Bolok Bassi can't capitalise on that just yet. Final place in the final is up for grabs. It's Shintz trying to get past Carroll to take it. Graham Carroll, the Scottish driver, just holding on to that 5th place at the moment, but he's been nudged wide. Through goes Shintz into that 5th place. A little bit rude, but he's got the job done. Oh, but has he? There's Graham Carroll back again. Carroll back up into 5th place now. Across the line, though, comes Johnny Tormala in the Red Bull. Another victory for the Finn. So Johnny Tormala takes the victory. Cembolok Bassi in 2nd place. Alec van der Vol with a good drive in 3rd. Sonic Sauton 4th. And Graham Carroll barged his way into 5th position.
Went good. Started 8th. And I was 5th on lap 1. I think I have to thank Alonso for that. Watching him, it's my idol.
So we've made it to the final. Here are your top 10. Joni Tormala will start in pole position as he qualified with the fastest time, followed by Patrick Holtzman. In 3rd is Cembolok Bassi. 4th place is Finland's Tino Naukarinen. Alec van der Waal starts in 5th. Fredrik Rasmussen is in 6th. And Isaac Price is in 7th. Sonic Sautunk is in 8th place and Graham Carroll in 9th. And the crazy cat Olli Pakala is your 10th finalist. These are yours. Sorry,
no, I know, you just took them off me.
Yeah, what happened was they fell on my chair. So we took our seats as the finalists took their positions, ready for the final race of the day, knowing that winning this challenge could put them in pole position in the F1 draft.
All 5 lights are on and the final is underway in Montreal. The best of the best in esports come down to the first corner, and it's Johnny Tormala who holds the lead at the moment. Bolok Bassi and Holtzman going side by side into the chicane at 3 and 4, but it's Tormala who has the lead. Patrick Holtzman doing his best to try and hold off Fredrik Rasmussen behind him. And everybody safely past the wall of champions, but here comes Rasmussen past Holtzman. Got the inside coming down into turn 1, and the move is made just about. Still side by side here as Graham Carroll is trying to now get past Patrick Holtzman. Here's Sauton battling with Price. Looks to the inside line, and he'll get that job done down into the chicane. The battle over 9th place at the moment in this final. Oh, and off is Bolok Bassi. Cembolok Bassi on the grass, and that has cost him places. And in the wall there is Isaac Price. He's out of the race. On board with Olli Pakala. 6th spot for the Finn at the moment. Fredrik Rasmussen is in front of him, and that is Sauton behind him, trying to get past. We're on board with Sauton. Sends him the dummy. Lovely move there from Sauton to get up into 6th spot. Fredrik Rasmussen, the next person on his list. Final lap of the race, and it's Johnny Tormala who has overcome all of these top quality drivers to take victory in the Sim Racing Challenge. That is going to go a long way to help his pro draft hopes. Yes. So Johnny Tormala wins, Tino Naukarinen takes 2nd place, Cembolok Bassi in 3rd. 4th was Patrick Holtzman, and Fredrik Rasmussen completing the top 5.
Congratulations, Yoni Toma. Look at that, you are the #1 person. How does it feel?
It feels great. It feels unreal. I can't believe it, really. There was so much pressure in the last race that now it's all gone. It's just a relief, really.
And Jack, we were watching it. Incredible race. It started in pole position and then held on for the whole race.
Well, that's the thing. It sort of looked quite simple because you led from the front. You had sort of 2.5 seconds in the end, but you said it was quite sort of stressful. Why? Were you not comfortable with that 2.5 second gap?
No, it's just in that kind of situation, you don't want to put it in the wall and end it all. So, yeah, I was just trying to keep myself calm and finish the business.
Well, you did it. You nailed it. You did the business. I'll use your words, Johnny. Congratulations, finishing in first place for the Sim Challenge. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
That's challenge 1 done, but challenge 2 was right around the corner, and it will be our first chance to see the drivers working as a team. All right, gentlemen, I know you're eager to get started on your next challenge. This is the quiz challenge. This will be testing your F1 knowledge. Now, through the room, just behind me, you will find 8 pictures. In the picture, you will find a famous part from an F1 circuit. It's your job to label what the name of that part is and also what circuit you will find it on. You have 5 minutes to complete this task, and guess what? You'll be working as a team. So this is going to test your leadership, your communication skills, your teamwork, and see how you do under pressure. Best of luck to you. Go and get amongst it.
I'll have to type it though. Yeah, Pulver, but the curve. Oh, okay. Stavolo. Yeah, Stavolo.
100%.
Oh, this is not Monza.
Yeah, it's Brazil, but I'm not sure if it's called Untitled.
Yeah, there's something like that. I don't know if it's a long curve though.
Most teams understood the task at hand, but then there was Group 1.
Is it turn 3 or 2? It's the Hamilton, just type Hamilton-Rosberg clash.
I just realized we have 5, that this is 5th and this is like 6th.
Oh,
what?
Going the wrong way.
Yeah, this is 5th.
So this is before, I think this is, you know, you have the hairpin to the left.
Is that?
It's not Luffield.
Is it Brooklyn?
I think it's Brooklands.
Brooklyn's then Luffield, I'm pretty sure.
Easy. This is so easy. Oh yeah.
Was it a race to see who could do it the quickest?
Group 1 might have finished fastest, but that wasn't necessarily the task at hand.
Done. Okay, so should we start then learning how to floss?
Yeah. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
3 minutes plus.
So that's the challenges over for day 1. The quiz results are... Just kidding, I need to get my calculator out first. So there you have it, Jack, the end of a brilliant first day, the first ever F1 Esports draft. And as you can see behind us, the sunset's coming in on the Silverstone. And I tell you what were your overall impressions of the first day?
I was really impressed with the drivers. I know that sounds a bit stupid to say, but not only the way they raced and the way they drove, which is what they do, but the way they just conducted themselves. They've got members of Formula 1 teams here, looking at them, speaking to them, assessing them, seeing how they cope under pressure. And the way that these guys handled themselves has been really, really impressive.
We had 2 exciting semi-finals, got down to the final. We definitely saw the usual suspects there, didn't we?
Yes, but also Johnny Tormola, I think, who won it overall, impressed me. To come from sort of a midfield runner last year to be right at the top this year is going to make a lot of teams sit up and take notice.
Thank you so much for everything you've done today. You can take a nice rest now. We'll see you again on the draft day itself.
Well, that's when it's going to matter, isn't it? We've seen them all trying their best, but now we'll find out who is going to get picked.
Further challenges lie ahead as the drivers are put through their paces in the fitness and reaction test. The second of the team challenges gets underway. The drivers hit the track in the karting challenge. And the results of the quiz leave some a little baffled. One of these groups, I have to say, and I'm not laughing about it, you did really badly. This is serious stuff if you want to get drafted by these F1 teams.